what's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
Fellas, coming to you from Hall Pass Media, Newport Beach, this is Missin Curfew. Obes, Richie fella, and the Up Dog is back, boys. Up Dog?
Hey,
welcome home, bud.
Thanks for having me, boys. Thanks for picking up the slack, fellas. Holiday season. Took the kids on a little Christmas vacation, as you saw probably on Instagram and whatnot. But it's nice to be back. Fuck, it's windy out there today. Almost fucking blew me over coming.
Buddy, the Bay Club, she's a two-clubber. She's a good clubber. Not good for the quaff coming out of the house. I was like, oh, that's not good for the quaff.
Richie, there's something colossal coming through here, bud. It's fucking, there's 40-mile-an-hour winds.
I was actually looking at the weather because our weather, it's windy here, so I figured it was windy where you guys were, so I kind of checked it out earlier to see what was going on.
Yeah, so Jay Swish posted something from Hermosa Beach, I guess. Captain Ron right away, he's like, you in Hermosa?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Captain Ron, I'm not in Hermosa, brother, but if I ever up there, I'll let you know. He's like, oh, we got the same fucking pickleball court that looks the exact same there. I'm like, no, that's Jordan Smoltz, Jay Swish, she's up there. I'm like, so he posted like he wants to play me and the Up Dog. I go, she's a little windy for a pickleball game
on the beach.
Yeah, like... Yeah. That's not the elements you want, fella.
So boys, I mean, thanks for picking me up. Happy New Year to you both. I know it was a couple days ago, but what are we saying? I'm nice to be back in the studio.
Still sick, boys. I'm still sick. I went New Year's Eve, got sick, did a couple IVs, went out the other night. I went to the Ducks game with PJ and Stu, got banged up, woke up still. Like I can't shake it, boys. It's something that I don't know.
Get some zinc in you, Obes. Get some zinc. I'm a zinc guy. I pound zinc when I'm sick, and it just kind of fights it for me.
Is that what it is? The zinc, eh? Is like
Get on the zinc, baby.
Where do I get that? The nutrition house? Or where the...
Just a dozen oysters.
Dozen oysters. There you go.
That's good.
That always just get you hard.
Yeah. I got enough Cialis running through me for that. I don't need any oysters.
Holiday Cialis. Yeah, you just can't leave home without it.
No. Is that what you would recommend, though? Because, listen, our friends at Life Force, I got every vitamin known to man. And before heading into this holiday season, and Updog got me sick heading into the break when your kids got you sick.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah.
Right? I went home,
3 weeker,
shook it off, and then the end of the week, Smitty was all over me, wrestling me, sneezing. I'm like, and then Smitty got me sick. And then, so you think it's zinc is what I need.
Every time I'm fighting anything, your throat starts getting a little sore, you start getting stuffy, I take a couple zincs. I always feel good. Obviously, if you get something real bad, it's not going to kill it. But I mean, if I feel like those little symptoms coming on the flu, I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't been sick in like over a year probably with that stuff. So,
so that's your secret. So that's your fucking secret. I'll tell you, that's your secret. I was wondering all these years what kept that motor running. Eh? It's zinc. I'll get Mac Miller on the zinc, but I'll tell her to swing by.
You gotta eat it. You gotta eat it with or take it with some food usually because it kind of gets your tummy rumbling a little bit if you don't. So.
You know what
I know you don't mind eating.
Mac Miller keeps buying these gummies, boys, these fucking gummy bears. And I just I got big paws too, so I just get in there and hammer. I'm like, stop buying
from. Oh, it can't.
She gets it from Pavilion somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
Bulk Barn.
No, she's only allowed to shop at Pavilions. I had to cut out Bristol Farms. Like I go in there, punch in my number now, and get the discount. Like
yeah. I know that like Whole Foods has their whole line of new candies that are. I don't know if they're trying to go. RFK's coming in. No yellow 40, no red 40 or yellow 5 or whatever the case may be. So
yeah,
I think Whole Foods is out of the game there.
I mean, you know what I've been drinking a lot of over this course of this week though is tea.
Tea,
yeah,
nice.
Not green tea, but like lemon tea and like a herbal tea with some honey in there.
Nice
for the guts. Makes the stomach feel good too.
There you go, a little dandelion tea.
It's what you need. But
a good one.
I've been in the hydration room 3 times last week. The girl's like, "You're back again." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, she's like, "Is it not helping?" I'm like, "No, it's helping. It's just every time I get it, I go and get pinned, and I'm back to where I started." She's like, "Yeah, you should probably not go out and get drunk after you get the IB."
How about sweating? You been getting sweats in? That's what a good sauna is for too.
I did a steamer at the Bay Club the other day, but.
Just get it all out.
There's no heated pool at the Big Canyon right now, so I haven't been getting my cold tubs in. Yeah,
fuck that.
I jumped in there. It was fucking 62. This is before Christmas, and Steve Gabriel's like, "Are you swimming in there?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a little chilly." He's like, "Yeah, the heater's broke, and it's still broke." I'm like, "You got to fix that, boys." So
that's almost a cold tub at that point.
It was not a pleasant swim, boys, but I'm gonna get through it here. Speaking of New Year's, everywhere I go right now, I'm throwing out Happy New Year's. Right? I just saw you, so that's Happy New Year, but. Yeah. Larry David says today's the last day, January 7th. I'm not saying Happy New Year to anyone else the rest of the way in here. Is that fair? Like, how long can you say it to? What are your thoughts on that?
I'd say 7 days is probably max, and I think Richie knows Larry David probably better than us two here after some quality time with him in a few places. But back to it, I haven't seen it when you're away. Say you go on the vacation, you get back, you see all your your boys and your crew.
Yeah,
it's kind of you lead off with it, and it's kind of a natural thing to lead off with, whether it's 7 days, 6 days, 10 days. But you're right. I'm not showing up to Big Canyon
I haven't seen anyone at Big Canyon.
Yeah,
so I owe those.
Can't go in Happy New Year.
Yeah, I know.
Like, hey, Happy Monday.
It's a tough question here. Like,
what's going on?
Yeah, I don't miss golfing either, so I don't know when I'm going to be back there.
How the fuck
Let me
are
tell you what happened last night. So we go to this local sushi place all the time. It's like 2 minutes from our house. Jess is in there throwing Happy New Year's out to everyone. I'm like, I think it's probably time, Jess, to get rid of Happy New Year's. She goes, well, I haven't seen these people in the new year. I said, so you're going to be doing this in the summer and people you haven't seen? Like, well, how long are you going to go? I said, it's enough.
Yeah,
I cut it off. I cut her off last night from Happy New Year's. So
yeah, I think
we're right on par with what I think anyway.
I think that's a great call. And you have to just set the standard of, listen, I haven't seen TD, I haven't seen Evan Knapp. They're not getting a Happy New Year from me. When I see them, I'm just going to say, how you doing, fellas? Good to see you.
I do slide the Merry Christmas in right up until New Year's Eve, though.
I'm still getting Christmas cards there.
I slide it in there.
Fucking Coach Coop sent me a Christmas card. It's a Christmas card's fucking hilarious, by the way. But yeah, I got Todd Pickup, Ice Pick, and his family a couple days ago, and then I got Coops the other day. So
nice.
I'm up to like
what
9 Christmas cards.
Probably rocking around the Christmas tree type one with the guitar.
It's hilarious. His is mine. I haven't got yours yet. No, No. I'd say y'all get yours about Easter. I figured.
Yeah, no, they all went out there. I got a few returns though. I'm gonna blame it on I got probably a stack of 6 or 10 that all returned.
What happened there?
Bertuzzo. I'm like, Bertuzzo, you still living in that fucking place in Salt Lake City there? Didn't get a response. Must have been game day. This was yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple. Richie, I didn't get your address. Fuck. Back.
No, it's all right, buddy. We're in the trash anyways.
Yeah, don't waste your time on Rich.
Yeah.
He just said, don't waste a tree.
I just pulling out of the garbage the other day and put them back up on display. So, yeah, I don't know.
It's goddamn rack.
She sent you a message on that one. But yeah, boys. So for the last time, Happy New Year's. I'm looking forward to 2025 with everybody at Missin Curfew. But enough of that. Richie, Golden Globes last night. Friend of the family, got a little award there.
Yeah, Sebastian Stan, Best Actor in a Motion Picture, and he was nominated for 2 different movies, which is obviously really impressive. And he won for A Different Man. He's also nominated for The Apprentice, which is the Trump movie. But he won, and him and Jess have been friends for 10 plus years, super close. So she got pretty emotional. It's like winning a Stanley Cup in their industry, and we got to FaceTime him after he won, and it was pretty special. He's such a good dude, and his speech was perfect, didn't go crazy on the political stuff, just, said his stuff, got off the stage, super classy. But it's a pinnacle of someone's career, and the way he does it, you never hear about him in the media or anything. He doesn't live the typical Hollywood in the spotlight stuff. He just acts and does his thing. So just want to give him a quick shout out and say congratulations.
Nice.
Yeah, a little hardware for him, eh?
Yeah.
A little hardware for him here. Oh yeah, I know this guy.
Well, he's like Winter Soldier. He did Tommy. He played Tommy Lee in that movie. He's unbelievable actor. Obviously.
Big wrench on him. Good jawline.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He was the guy saying, "Let's played a character on it," and that's how they got close. And then
he played Tommy Lee in the Pamela Lee one of him, or the one about Motley Crue.
He did the Pam and Tommy. Yeah, Pam and Tommy one. But he did have the prosthetic thing. He was telling me all about how they did his penis bad stuff. Yeah, pretty cool. That was a few years ago, but it was great. So
give him a bigger rope.
Hose, very good that there.
Hey, hose to make that.
Speaking, just a little side note, but speaking of acting, boys, did you see Jerry Jones last night on Landman? It's an unbelievable scene.
I've watched Landman. There's
a unbelievable scene. He comes in and he does his cameo. It was a great scene, and as a dad, and we're thinking of my dad or a grandfather like him, and talking about his business for his boys and being around the family, so you can go through the ups and downs and the failures and stuff. And he's giving it to John Hamm's and all. It's an unbelievable scene. Well,
there's 2 seasons. Cool. I just been watching the first season.
Landman? No, it's still in the first season, I believe. Yeah,
I watched all 8 episodes. I thought I was done. Can we talk about his daughter in that? Play fair here, boys. Has she got? I don't think she's had anything on except for a bikini and a pair of yoga pants the whole goddamn show. I'm like, well, this has got my attention. So,
yeah.
I liked it. Mac Miller tried to start watching it. She said the acting wasn't very good, but I like it.
I haven't got through it either. I saw the clip and I'm like, wow, this is I watched the clip of Jerry Jones talking about not playing some of his guys in the last game, and then I fast forward to this scene and I'm like, fuck, this is like 2.5 minutes of just some really great like cameo footage.
Well,
He could have had a spot on.
his cameo was better than this fucking season-ending press conference because he had 5 minutes of pure nonsense, and the boys on the Pat McAfee show literally played it today for Greeny from ESPN, and he was like, "We are all dumber." Like the Billy Madison scene. He's like, "We are all dumber now for listening to that 45 seconds of pure stupidity from Jerry Jones." Like, it's almost time for Jerry Rich, I think, to just pass the baton on to somebody else.
I mean, he ain't going anywhere. He said that. I'm the owner. This is my dream. This is my passion. He ain't going anywhere. That's why you buy a team. You can do whatever the hell you want.
That's true. It's funny.
I don't see it going anywhere. If he's been asked that, are you going to hand it down to your sons or anything else? He's like, no, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. So,
but do you think that, I want to talk to Billy Quinn, but is that how the oil business is out there? Like
Gangsters.
Just like they hire, like kind of like the rigs back home in Fort Mac. If you got a rap sheet, doesn't matter. Just get out there and work the rigs or what?
Like out of school? Yeah.
Well, I just mean
well, I think in different facets of the business, yeah. Like the ones that are out rigging in the middle of the bush or building pipe, or like all the infrastructure to it where you're hanging on fucking things all day long or crane. Yeah. A ton of my buddy. Yeah. There's so many different jobs you can get into with just a high school diploma, or just if you can fucking hammer and nails.
Yeah.
It's a big business for that, but not deal with you're going to run a big, group of guys, or you got to be pretty.
But in Fort Mac, you don't have to worry about the cartel like they do in Texas, right? It's like there's nobody else.
You met my friend. Remember Hannah? You met her at the Waste Management that one night. Hannah and her husband live out in that exact town in Texas. They both work in oil, and she's a geologist, and she said that show is pretty bang on.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, you can see her house on the opening credits when we scan the city. So, yeah, she said it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, Billy got a call from the directors. When I first saw the thing, I said, Billy, you know anything about this? He's like, yeah, I got a call from the directors asking for like a little clip it on what I know about this world.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, it's probably going to be pretty bang on.
So, and John Hamm's the head of the whole oil company, right? He's the man.
I'm not caught up.
He's flying around private birds and helicopters and suits on. He's got a bad heart. He's having a jammer. So how many episodes are you in? I must have missed this Jerry Jones part.
It's still going on then. It was aired last night.
Really?
Yeah, it was aired.
So I'm still in the first season here. I'm still going.
Yeah. Let's see. I bet you it's the finale last night. I bet you. Everyone's talking about it on X, and I'm not even close. I'm 3 episodes in.
Billy Bob bangs down darts in that, doesn't he? How many cigarettes does he have in that show? He's just hack them down the whole time. Doesn't change his outfit once either. Same fucking pair of old Wrangler jeans and that white shirt. I'm like, Billy Bob, like throwing a black tarp here, fella.
Well, how about when he cuts his finger off in that one episode?
Still not sure how he did that. Did he hammer it? Must have just it didn't seem like he whacked it that hard, but he locked it up to here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I didn't see that big of an injury that you lost it up to the nub.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the one part where his kids unscrewing it, and then the thing that can happen.
Yeah,
can that happen?
Buddy. My brother's best buddy Bryce got caught in a fire at work, and it fucking blew like an explosion, and he was running that way, and it got him, and he was 50-60% burned to the max. He spent 6-8 months in the hospital. Is out now. Made it through. Got support from everybody. Golfs, tees it up. He's back at work. He's a survival story to the max, but and my brother's best buddy. It's crazy. This stuff that can happen at an instance. And that's why Big Scott working there. He was for years in charge of safety at Sinker. And he was known as the fucking asshole walking around making sure you had your helmet on or your fucking seatbelt was on. Just because he was Billy Bob Thornton kind of. If an accident happened and he has to fucking call someone's family that, their son or their husband is not coming home today because of a fucking accident at work where it could have been prevented, that's like what he's. So, yeah,
he's the landman.
He is the landman.
He's the landman.
A lot of insurance stuff in that show too, eh? Like something gets stolen or someone gets hurt. They got to go through the insurance company. Got to get the lawyer. It really shows you how big of a business oil is, obviously, as we all know, in energy, but like all the shit that they got to go through on a daily basis is crazy.
Yeah.
And then the boys just live out in those little fucking huts. They get up at crack of dawn and away they go. Right?
Well, it's nuts.
It's not bad doing a podcast. I'd rather do a podcast. Hey, speaking of setups, where are you today? You got a new setup for the boys there? Or?
That's a Richie, and then I got a Shane Doan stick actually back there somewhere, but yeah, I had to move out of my other place. Some renters wanted to stay there for a few months and some snowbirds. So I moved in myself in this little cloak closet here, coat check room. But it gets the job done. It's free coffee and all the amenities, so it's perfect.
How far would it be from your pad? Like, are we talking 15 minutes?
It's about 8 minutes from my pad. It's even actually closer than the last place, so it's nice.
How long do you rent it out for?
Month to month, buddy, until you guys cut me.
No, how long did you rent your own house out for? Like
4 months. Nice.
Oh, they wanted it right through the Waste Management Open. Eh? Oh, you get nice.
They knew they're getting a premium deal, so they did. But bugging the hell out of me already. Ice maker's not working.
Yeah. Oh, that's got to be the worst.
Bring the sex toys though with you, or you leave those in the top drawer area?
I don't know. My parents are renting, so I hope they didn't have.
That's the thing about being a renter. Like, anytime anything goes bad at the Bay Club, I just get on the blower. Hey, listen, this isn't working. That's not working. From the landlord perspective, that's got to weigh on you a bit, right? Like, figure out the ice machine on your own, no?
I just got a new, this is my line. I just gave this guy this today. He's like, the ice machine. I said, the part's on back order. I don't know what's going on. On back order. Just stuck someone else.
Stuck on a boat somewhere, but hey, she's out over here.
You know the world. COVID, It's on everything off.
That's awesome, Richie. Love the new setup, buddy. Let's talk some golf here real quick, boys. Richie hit me up. I was watching a little bit of the Century. 35 under. Matsuyama, that's a record, Rich. You're right. You were hitting me up asking me. That is a record. Cam Smith had it at the same tournament. The boys go over there, start the tournament there, but TGL starts tonight, boys. The new league that Tiger and Rory came up with after all the boys went to live and they wanted to figure something out. Have you seen the setup? It looks pretty sick, man. I mean, they're hitting off of grass and out of the rough and sand, and then when they get inside 50 yards, it's game on, real grass, and they can move it around. Stadium. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward for Tiger because he doesn't have to walk and he can just ball strike it. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a golfer's dream, basically, right? Like, I think if you have to be inside, it's like kind of what you'd get caught inside a dream. Hitting, you get to see the ball 30 yards into a massive TV screen. You're hitting it off real grass, right? It's not just
real grass.
It's real grass.
They brought the grass. That's grass. They brought it in. Put it down.
Are you talking about the tee shot and the greens too?
Everything is real grass. The real grass.
Wow. Okay, that's impressive. I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's
There's a pick your blunder hole, 590-yard par 5. Just a couple different things like field of 3 players, matches starting each hole teeing off on real grass tee boxes, and the screen's 64 feet by 54 feet, 24 times larger than a standard golf simulator. So that's just like in your face. I love it. It'd be nice to go play that with your buddies.
It'd be unbelievable. And it's far enough out, boys, that what I've seen online is when they hit it, it still sounds like, and it goes in and then hits the screen. Like, it's not like a real simulator, Rich, when it's right up close to you. You still get the sound and the ball kind of.
Well, you can probably see the ball react a bit and see a little bit of what's moving and how it's moving. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it.
So anything 130 yards or longer, they hit from the back tee box, which is 35 yards away from the screen, and anything within 50 to 129, there's a front tee box, 21 yards to the screen. So it's pretty badass.
Yeah, and then once they get inside 50 yards, they go out and play like
in the bunker,
try to get up and down, and the green moves around that they can change the pin positions and everything like that. Like,
there's a shot clock and timeouts.
Is there?
Shot clock and timeouts. There's one hammer. It increases the value of a hole by 1 point. It can be played by either team in possession of it. So, like, hammer.
You ever played hammer, Rich, on the golf course?
No.
Oh, it gets out of control quickly, buddy. So, like, let's say we start the hole and it's $100 or whatever we're playing, and then boom, hammer, you accept it, goes to 200. Birdies double it, eagle triples it. You go solo and don't get it, you get bent over even more. Like, you can. Oh, this guy, we've both been bent over. It can get going. I don't love the game of hammer, to be honest with you. But that's cool that they're doing it for this event.
Yeah, so they got that. They got a caddy, sort of, which is like your lifeline. You can go to a digital caddy. And then the teams look pretty stacked.
Tonight, the home opener.
Who is this? Tiger versus
Rory.
We
got the New York Golf Club.
Okay.
It's Patrick, Ricky, and Xander versus the Bay Golf Club out here in San Francisco. Versus Shane Lowry, Alberg, and your boy,
Aber.
Wyndham
Clark.
Wyndham Clark. Yeah. It's a nice matchup. I think it's great for golf, and I think it's going to be cool to watch. And, at the start of this golf season here, like, I love when they're out in the Western swing and then they go to Florida, but this is going to be during the weeks on Tuesdays, I think. I think there's one game a week, maybe.
Tuesday, Mondays, it looks like. Yeah, all through the next, right through March 4th is the last regular season game.
Where is this headquarters? Is it in Florida somewhere?
Palm Beach.
Like Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right where all these beauties live.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So.
And how much are they playing for? Did we even find it? I don't see.
So it's just similar to the NHL, it says the TGL will employ a points-based system for regular season matches. For each match, teams can earn up to 2 points. Blah, blah, blah. The top 4 teams advance to the playoffs, which will be single elimination semifinal round in the best of 3 championship series. And then it does not say
14 holes.
14 holes?
14 holes. It's saying it's team style, the first 9 holes on the front 9. And then it says here on the back 9, starting on 10, it goes to just individual. Ricky plays Shane. On 11, Fitzpatrick plays Clark. On 12, Alexander plays Auberg, and so on and so forth. 14 holes. That's, by the way, that's perfect for golf.
Nice number.
I could play 14 because when I get to 14, I'm starting to leak a little oil, and I'm down 2 and I'm down fucking 3 and 1. I'm like, how am I going to get this to the house? How am I going to get this to the house?
I bet you our boy Charlie Grace or somebody, you got to be able to play this thing when it's sitting there all week. Right?
I mean, those boys from Barstool, like Jerry.
Well, they've already been there.
Yeah.
Sick.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we could ask somebody. Can we?
Don't want to spin up that turf, though.
Be able to get us out there.
I was thinking, how deep is that turf? Because I'm going to be coming down on it. Like, what's under there? Is it concrete or what?
So 6 inches of turf.
Anyways, I think it's great. I can't wait to see Tiger in his new gear, striping it, boys. He had this nice little red hoodie on the other day practicing. He looked sharp. He looked absolutely jacked. I mean, he doesn't miss upper body day ever.
I know.
Right?
I got to get in there.
You got to get in there, do some curls, fella. Speaking of getting in there, Richardson, there was a clip of you that surfaced, which I guess was the home opener in Phoenix, where you're coming in. Princey put it on the social media. I mean, you had the suit. I like the black suit with the gray suit, but then you had the hair. I mean, what did you put in it that day? And how were you ready to rock or what? I'm like, that guy is ready for opening night right there.
I had to have scored that night, no?
Oh, I would say so. At least +2 with an apple. You won 10 draws or something. I mean, you were ready to go.
60 or 60 in the dot. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That was one of those, you walk the red carpet or whatever for the home opener. So I don't know. It was my younger days. I don't think I have quite the hairline for that anymore, but.
Hairline, it was tight.
Yeah, she asked you where to get the suit. You said, I just had this lying around, actually. You just said, just something I had in the hanger. I'm like,
there wasn't a wrinkle in the suit, too. Maybe it just perfect.
Guys, come on.
I'm like, that was a far drive, too, from Scottsdale to Glendale. That's 35 minutes in the car. The hair you must have had the windows up the whole way because you didn't want to risk the wind getting through that thing.
Well, I had some dippity-doo running through the hair, so it was all good.
LA
looks.
Hey, first thing I thought was, what a national leaguer. That's what I thought. I'm like, fella, that's how you walk into a barn and set the tone right there. So, Rich, you're looking sharp.
Thanks, bud.
Last but not least, our intro here, boys. A lot of teams are doing. The Leafs are doing a mentor trip, and Austin Matthews is bringing Jumbo Joe Thornton. I think this is unbelievable. Jumbo is working for another NHL team. I don't know exactly what his role is in San Jose. I think he just shows up. I don't even know if they pay him. They just let him hang out. But when I saw this, boys, I just thought, I'd like to go on a mentors trip. Hey, Weegsy, if there's a fucking mentors trip, I'd like to come on. But I think this is pretty cool, Brandon.
I think it's incredible. Yeah, I think it's a chance to share like a really great experience, which you guys know, traveling the NHL is one of one experience that we all look back and we miss dearly. Yeah. For some of our fathers who've been lucky enough, some of the mothers are lucky enough, but like even brothers, sisters, sometimes the people that you look up to, it's a chance for you to highlight whoever that was and bring them and say, boys, enjoy the Never Hungry League. Yeah. And Never Thirsty League. When you get on the bird, I'm sure there's going to be some red wine flowing, especially with Jumbo Joe in there.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure he told a few stories to those guys, and they would have just had some good laughs.
I just imagine Jumbo walking back on that bird. The boys are going to be so fired up to see him, and he's on the mentors trip. Speaking of mums trips, the Flames got the mums on the Southern California swing. I love my mom to death, but that's a tough one to have the mums on. Like, you want to maybe go through Denver and somewhere else with the mums. No?
My mom would have hated. I mean, I don't know. Some moms love it. My mom would have hated it.
We brought him to California with Vancouver too. We brought him to LA and Anaheim.
My mom likes to hang under the radar.
Yeah,
she's like, I don't want to go on this like with all the people on the plane.
It was really unique. Did you ever have a mother's trip, Rich?
We did one to San Jose. Yeah, it was great to see your mom get to see the behind the scenes stuff and what goes on. But the moms are always just yakety yak, and they don't know what they're talking about, And
yeah, and it was a real unique feeling having them on the plane. Like after the game, and usually the boys are walking around, they're nuts hanging out or swearing or playing cards.
You watch your language.
You had to watch your language. I'm like, this is a unique feeling here in the NHL. Hi mom, how you doing? What can I get you? She's like, Shane, you're going to have another glass of wine, Shane? I said, Ma, it's fuck 3-hour bird.
Oh, you guys play tomorrow? What's going on?
Helps me sleep.
No, but it was cool for your moms. They did so much for all of us, so it was cool.
It's great. And I love the mentors thing. That was nothing when
The mentor Tim makes a whole lot of sense.
It's great to have your mom and dad and your siblings on too, but mentors, like, as we guys know, like your billets or whoever, like a lot of people out there helped us along the way. And it's cool that they're acknowledging that and letting people bring their mentors on trips now.
I agree.
So
Matty Fernandez.
Matty Fernandez was on a trip down in Mexico somewhere or something, but
Yeah.
Matty Fernandez, I got the Fighting Irish because of him, plus 6,000 to win it all. They're in the semifinals.
Wow.
Yeah, he hit me up. He's like, take the Irish. Oh, yeah, plus 6,000.
Right before the playoffs started?
Before the playoffs started.
They got Penn State. I mean, fuck, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
Is that Thursday night game?
Did you guys see Shane Gillis go on game day and chirp fucking
Coach
Coach
Saban?
Yeah, he called him out in India and Alabama. He's like, he goes, isn't this a fun show? I thought this was a fun show, but he like basically called him out. He's like, yeah, you guys aren't as good because now everyone's paying players, and fucking Nick Saban was just like, he's like,
He didn't like it.
oh, he didn't like it all. He's like, is this not a fun show or what? Hey, Pat, is this not a fun show? I'm like, this guy's such a beauty. So
That was such a great. He's so funny.
it was unbelievable, boys. Before we head to break, this show, don't forget, is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours, fella. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. As I throw another lozenger in here, I've been just banging these bad boys down for about 10 days, fellas. It's the Missin Curfew dog of the week. Fellas, we talked about the Nashville Predators a ton here. We've all had a cup of coffee in Nashville. We love the city. We love walks. We love Trotzy. We love everybody. They're obviously not where they want to be in the standings right now. They are playing better of late. We're going to get into the fact that and get this guy a beer. But Jonathan Marchessault, he's my dog of the week. In Calgary, getting in a fight. To me, it just shows a guy that, listen, he's got his big contract. He's got his Stanley Cup already. He could just mosey through this season and be like, whatever, we're going to lose. To me, fellas, it shows that he's got some fight in him. He's getting out of his comfort zone. It wasn't Probert versus Cox. It wasn't fucking a punch you in the face contest. But for Marchessault, up dog for me. Good on you. He's my Missin Curfew dog of the week. And it shows you, fucking just get out of your comfort zone if things aren't going well.
Unbelievable. And you guys know it's the trickle-down effect. When you got a guy like that going, fuck this, things aren't going the right way.
Exactly.
And you know what? And boom, he's a guy, he likes to get involved. Like he'll try to catch a guy with his head down. He'll hit, which I love. But, to square off when things aren't going well, you're on the West Coast trip, you got a loud building in Calgary, consider it a rival game, right? Like he jumps in, big hit. I just love it. I think it's what needs to happen in this league for it to stay a really feisty league and an entertaining league. And, for him to square off like that, it says a lot, Obes. You're right. It's what you need to see in this league, boys.
Yeah. Well, he, like what you guys I love this guy. And I said, I think maybe a month ago about this guy. He'd be a guy, if I was a GM, I'd be calling about him for a playoff run. This guy's a competitor. He can score. He scored 40 goals. He fought. He'll do whatever it takes to win. And he's a champion. And he's just a scrappy little guy. And he'd be a guy I'd be trying to get a hold of if it was me.
They're playing better, boys. They're playing better.
I think he signed 3 years, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Kyle, can you check that, Kyle? They've won 2 straight. They're 5-4-1 their last 10. That's not going to get them back in the dance. But listen, Stammer's playing down the middle now with Marchessault, and I thought that was a good move by Bruno just to get Stammer off the wing. You guys know better than me. I mean, you played the wing. You're more of a Richie, you're more of a center, but sometimes you get stuck on that wall, right? I was like, I'm watching Stammer. I'm like, get this guy back.
It gives him a chance to get his feet going a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always just more involved, right? And you take on a little more responsibility. You're probably not able to extend your shifts as long as a good winger can, but yeah, you're right. If you're fighting the puck or you're just not getting those touches that you need, and some of that is just having a great centerman. Like when you do have a good centerman, you touch the puck a lot more.
Yeah.
If you don't have the guy giving you the biscuit, I mean, you get lonely over there. You just dump and chase, change.
You should get lost over there.
Yeah, no kidding.
But what you're seeing Nashville do is it's a little bit of do or die, right? You're playing playoff style hockey in January because you have to.
Oh yeah,
and that's where
you're gonna have to go on about an 9-game heater to get it.
They're 12 points out right now.
I know they need to go on a run.
They need to go on a run. But I will say this, and we're gonna get to the fact that you get this guy a blue light. Factor's done it before. I mean, Factor came out here for the All-Star break when the game was in San Jose, and he stayed with me because he's flying out the next day. And they were in dead last heading into the break. And he's like, oh, I'm telling you, we're coming out of this. And I'm like, well,
you're talking blues back in the day.
Yeah. So at least they have
5-0.
At least they have a guy in there that has been through it. You know what I mean? Like they were in last place, heading into that break or very close to last place, and they came back and won the Stanley Cup. I'm not saying.
I mean, this Preds group. I mean, they were on the shitburger last year too, and they turned it around and went on a 18 gamer.
They didn't let him go to Sphere. Maybe this year they should let him go to something. Maybe they should do something, right? Like just be like, okay, last year we didn't let you go, Rich. This year, where do you guys want to go?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and there's not a team open I'd cheer for more than going around in these guys. I love all these, like we all do. We were cheering for this team, and I hope that they could somehow even just sniff around the playoffs, because it's going to be a long, few months. We all know chasing the playoff is not easy on you, and then but to hang in, it gives you something to look forward to every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're playing better of late, like I said. But you're right; they're still a little banged up, but they finally got Yossi back. I don't know. I'm pulling for him. I took him to win the Central. That money's as good as gone. But Marcia Shaw, good on you, buddy. Missin Curfew Dog of the Week. For skilled guys out there, things aren't going your way. You got to chuck them every now and then. Speaking of where we should have chucked him a little bit more, I know you're not allowed to fight in this fucking tournament, and the refereeing in this tournament was. I'm talking
Thank
about.
God I didn't watch too much about that, because I can't stand
the refereeing.
International wrestling is horrendous.
Embarrassing.
I mean. I said that we got to play more physical in the Canadian style brand. And a lot of people were hitting me up on X being like, well, all we're doing is going to the penalty box the entire fucking game, which I guess is true to a certain extent. But just congrats to Team USA, back to back. We've become friends with a lot of American-born players, right? The Kachucks, Keller, the list goes on Hazy, guys like that. And we see the development that they, through the program of being buddies and playing together and doing the fucking USA hockey program and stuff like that. And this is no disrespect to anything, but I just think the NHL, hockey in general, I think favors the American-style game more than the Canadian game. I think at that age, especially with the way they call it, they have more skill. They have more, what's the word I'm looking for? Connection, camaraderie. I don't know, man. I think people can say, oh, we won it a couple years ago with Bouchard, but that's back-to-back years we lost in the quarters. I don't know. No one's scared to play us anymore, Updog.
Yeah, it's well said. I think what Canada used to have an advantage on the world, maybe not like Russia at the time, but is that like all we did was bleed hockey, and we got up in the mornings, our parents, they dropped whatever they wanted to do to bring us to play hockey. We had such good communities around the sport. We were just given an opportunity to play hockey whenever the hell we wanted to. All the rinks in the, wherever our hometowns were. That was our advantage back then. Let's just call it 5-10 years ago through existence. Now, this American, way of life with the academies, with these kids going into these programs early, these kids become best buddies, and they compete. And they compete hard against each other for hours upon hours a day. 365 days a year, they're creating these super players that have the skill out the yin yang, but not only the skill, they play together. They're like their best buddy, and we see it. What you say are best, some of these kids we get to know now, and the Eichels of the world, and these Hughes brothers. All these guys now are buddies. Mm-hmm. Hockey in Canada is a very spread out, it's spread out. We got great players out of BC, Bedard's, we got McCarr in Alberta, and then you got Toronto producing the kids they do, and you got Crosby, McKinnon on the East Coast. Anyway, these kids aren't collectively all coming together at a young age and playing together and being, just
growing up together.
They're not growing up together. They're not sacrificing together. They're not feeling like what it's like to lose together. And unfortunately, that's like, it's rubbing off, and all the fucking bullshit around Hockey Canada the last 4 years, which, call it whatever it is. There's been terrible leadership on top. There's been bad press everywhere. It's been a shit show. It's kind of rubbing off, and the U.S. has fucking put their foot on the gas, and they're bringing the heat, and these guys aren't slowing down. And the coach, this, David Carl, what he's been able to do with this group of kids in this age group is unbelievable, man. All these kids, the skill, the speed, the confidence they play with, down 3-1 in the final, like to bring it back to win this tournament in fashion like that is unbelievable. And it's scary because we're going to have to play catch up now. We've never had to do that before. Maybe to only one nation, that was Russia. But now, we're playing catch up.
Yeah, Russia wasn't even in the fucking thing, were they? Yeah, I forgot about that. They weren't even in it.
To your point, I'll be like, how big of a deal, like these kids, like you said, they play together. The U.S. development program where these guys are playing together, like basically living together for a few years, that's a huge advantage.
Big time.
So, I mean, that's where I think Canada's got to look at something where I know it's harder because we go, a lot of guys go to major, junior, and so it's hard to do those things. But maybe a little bit more together, and because you can see that there's a gap now. I think the U.S. has kind of taken over a little bit in the last few years. Of they can just tell they are around each other more, they play together more. I don't know. It's tough to catch up when these guys are going to college and they get those they're going to college at 18 or 19 and they're getting those years of development together to play together. So I think that's a big part for me.
That's a huge part. And I even that when I went over to Matty Tkachuk's house for the All-Star game in Florida, I was like, fuck, these guys are all buddies. Every single one of them was a Hockey USA guy was there drinking, barbecuing, swimming. I'm like, this is how you build champions. I'm not saying Hockey Canada doesn't have that, but I did talk to some guys that have played Hall of Fame guys in the NHL. I've represented Canada at every level, and a lot of politics I hear in Hockey Canada, right? Like, I don't know.
Yes.
There's a ton of them. So that right away, fuck off with that, right? Like, we don't need politics in hockey. We don't need this. I don't know what you pay to work for Hockey Canada, and I'm not saying certain guys that have made $100 million want to do it, but you got to get some more ex-players involved in it, right? Like, I seen these guys have to answer the bell in the media, and it's no disrespect to them. I didn't really know who any of them were, and I'm like, these guys are the guys calling the shots for Hockey Canada. Like, where are the guys that played in the league or represented this team? Or like, I don't know if guys want that job, but less politics and more ex-players to me have to be trickled in here to help this program.
Yeah, there's a beautiful thing in Canada, boys, with the WHL, OHL, Quebec Major Junior League, and the history that we've had there. These are professional leagues that have been around forever. There's been amazing moments. There's been amazing careers from coaches and fans and trainers and all that stuff, and that's a beautiful thing. But what the U.S. is doing with this competitive college nature and now the NIL, like it's the floodgates are going to open to what the new world of this junior hockey and this stepstone into the NHL is going to look like. And we don't really know that yet. I hope the WHL and I hope, the professional major junior leagues are able to really adapt where they still are the root of like where you want to be to play 80 games or 70 games, whatever we play, to really piggyback in the NHL, right? Produce the hard-nosed players that are. But what the U.S. is doing is there's no bullshit in there right now, to me. And I'd love to ask like a Vern Fiddler, who is young Blake Fiddler. He's a great young defenseman, American citizen, so he could play on either team basically. But like the bullshit on both sides, I'm sure politics play. It has to. It'll play into a factor in the U.S. and here, but it seems like there's just less noise in the U.S. team and just going out and playing really good hockey. Like they could have kicked anyone's ass.
No, they were good, but do you just think like with the way the rules changed and taking less physicality out of it and making it more skill, like it's been more tailor-made for American style hockey, I think. No, like with all these development schools they have and this USA hockey program, then they go to college and they practice 5 days a week. They're not riding the Iron Lung through fucking Medicine Hat or through Owen Sound and Sault Ste. Marie, right? They're practicing, they're working out. And then you parlay that into now you go out there and you don't have to worry about getting fucking hit or anyone trying to drive you through the bars. You just go out there, it can be just skill. And to me, when I watched it, I'm like, wow, this American team is way more skilled than us. And the Swedes were too. And no one's scared of us anymore. No one's scared of anything. Like, can we ever get back to that, Rich? Or is it just, it's done? Is it done?
I don't know, man. It's tough to say. The game is, like we always, older guys always complain about, it's less physical. It's been going on forever. But
like, where's the Shea Webbers of the world coming in and just running guys over to? And where's Toots? And where is that?
I know. I like that Davidson kid, but he went with
you do it. Like, how do we do it within the rules?
I know.
Where it's like you're still running guys through the wall and the crowd goes nuts, but you're also kicking their ass 7-1.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's the confidence of like, fuck, we got to play these guys. And like when the guy comes in and toe drags you, like, fucking, you got to be able to give him one.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Uppy, it didn't even seem like this team to me was willing to hit.
Yeah.
You can hit. You can still hit in this game. I mean, it happens. You got to learn how to hit clean. It's a skill. Hitting is a big skill, and I don't know if we're not teaching it at the grassroots levels or whatever you want to call it. It just, I don't know. I don't know what happened to the stick on puck, finish a check. Like it just, all those rules went out the window, and it just seemed like a lot of individuals to me this year. I don't know.
And they did I watched the Czech game. They made a fucking push, and then they took a couple dumb penalties that were.
I don't agree with the way that Team Canada, like the last 5 minutes of that when they tied up. Like that's when you just lock it down and you continue to press, but you don't fucking, poor kid. You don't run around and get caught where you got to take that that penalty. Like you're hitting a guy.
I know.
That's a tough call.
Listen, times have changed, and like you said, Richie, the guys that played in the generation before us probably thought our NHL was soft, right? And now you can ask a guy like me, and I think it's soft. But like the days of people being intimidated are over. And that, to me, as a kid who grew up in Port Hope, Ontario, and watched Rock'em Sock'em Hockeys, that's a fucking crying shame. But I mean, the kid inside my soul is that now when Team USA comes out and plays against us, they're not even fucking intimidated one iota. Sweden, Finland, whoever, like. How did we let this happen?
There's been a lot of shit going down.
Can I ask you one thing? What'd you think of your boy Dave Cameron's comment?
Yeah,
wouldn't change a thing. Tough to hear that.
Is he the guy for this job? Like,
that's the best. That's the last you're gonna see of Coach Cameron. Listen, I love Dave Cameron.
I love the guy, but
I wouldn't have. The trade for me from Kingston to St. Mike's. I love Larry Mavety. God rest his soul. Mav was an old school guy. I came to St. Mike's and learned what pro hockey was about to be about. Like, I had no idea. Like, Mav was old school, we were old school, and Dave taught me that. He made me a better player. He helped me when I turned pro. I really don't think I would have had the career I had without Dave Cameron. No, I think that's it for him. I mean, it just, you talk about skill, there was a ton of guys left off that were high draft picks that were,
he's
scores.
not picking the team, though.
No, I know.
Coaches don't pick those World Junior teams, but
he's got to have a little bit of say, you would think, though.
Yeah, I don't even it depends. I don't know Dave Cameron personally, but
great PEI guy.
But like the coach, man, it's not a lot, Richie. I don't think the coach is going into this going, well, all right, who are our guys? Like, who do we need to fucking, who's nuts are we?
I mean, I watched the third overall kid play. I'm gonna butcher his name. The guy the Ducks took when he looked at
Seneca.
The look on his face is like someone shit in his shoe when he went third overall. He didn't think he was even going first round. I watched him play in Oshawa. He's got lots of skill, but he didn't look to me that he was like, he wasn't by far the best player out there. Like I wasn't like, wow, I can't believe this guy's. He wasn't that much better than everyone else in my one game. It's one game, but he wasn't on the team. There was a bunch of other guys they left off. Rich.
Yeah. No, there was the kid that Calgary drafted in the 10th overall, didn't get picked. I mean, TJ Ginla was hurt, but he wasn't on the initial thing either. He's a 6th overall. But like the one thing, I'm too up. You played. Were you tired at the World Juniors at all?
Fuck no.
Tired. I mean, when he's you guys tired. That's so much. Drucker, 18. How are 18-year-old guys tired at a World Junior Championship? I mean, you nuts.
Such a great point.
You got 17-year-old blood flowing through your veins,
and playing for your country at home. I couldn't believe he said that. I said, "This is ridiculous that these guys are tired."
Yeah, well, you called it too. They looked nervous instead of using the energy. How maybe you boys used it in Halifax, like, or any team that's been in our country. Like when World Juniors, you see the guys after that Latvian game. They looked like they started squeezing the sticks against Germany and the game against USA. Like they just, to me, Richie, looked nervous. But they should never say they're tired. They should never say they're tired.
Yeah, but when a coach is telling you you're tired, what the fuck are you going to think?
I don't know. I like the idea of never practicing, though. I don't mind that.
I don't know. When he's saying, "Oh, they're tired," and what do you think he's saying to the guys in the room? Well, you guys look tired. Let's get the juice going here. Not, I don't know.
No, the boys, and just you guys watch more games than me, but in a tournament like this that lasts 10 days, you got to own the bigger moments. You gotta like when you look back on these moments in games, you got to have more big moments for your team than moments that you miss. And if you don't, things just don't go your way, right? And America, like, they get down in just the final game and they find a way to have big moments. And when you don't, your confidence is low. You look tired. You look like you're squeezing your stick. No, look, everyone looks like they're not having fun. You're taking penalties. That's like in a 10-day tournament. It's just you're fucked if you start like that. You're completely fucked.
I mean, for people back home that are saying, "Oh, well, we still won more gold medals in the last 20 years than anyone else." Like to lose back-to-back years in the quarters,
that's embarrassing.
Listen, we don't have a whole lot in the winter times back home. I was just home for 10 days. She's cold. She's rainy. She's fucking sloppy out. People look forward to this. People spend their hard-earned money to go to this game. My buddy Jason Craig, he took his whole family there for 2 weeks. You know how much money that cost him to go there, and for them to bow out in the quarters, it's just like. There's more than this is the biggest tournament for us besides the Olympics when it's best on best. And for us to go bounce out back to back in the quarters, to me, it's like it's time to reinvent the wheel a little bit or start back from scratch and bring some new people in. But at the end of the day, if you do think about it this way, boys, is Bouchard could have played on the team.
Yeah.
Right? Like who else in the NHL could have played on the team? We probably had a few more guys. Yeah. Right? Bouchard's only 19 still, right?
Well, so, yeah, I mean, Celebrini.
Yeah, Celebrini could have played, right? So, I mean, if you think about it from that perspective, it's not technically our best team either, right? And I guess America, too, probably had some guys in the show, but would you say the most guys under 20 in the NHL are still Canadians? That's something we probably should have looked up.
I'd have taken Celebrini. Yeah, you probably would have won with that kid.
Celebrini you would have won with.
No kidding.
But he played last year, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he plays like a 16. He probably played with the bubble on last year. He did, yeah.
He's nasty.
Yeah.
He's nasty. But anyways,
It's sad.
It's sad.
sad to talk about.
It's sad to talk about. And Uppy, you were the captain of the World Junior team. I mean, I never represented my country at ever, but I do love that tournament. And, you know, it's sad. And we got to figure it out. So hopefully we'll get her done. But congrats to USA, back-to-back champs. That's unbelievable. DraftKings, baby, presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Boys, the NFL season is officially over. I hit some future bets, boys. So I wanted to come on here and brag to you guys about what I hit. So AFC West, I took the Kansas City Chiefs at minus 250. They won for me. I took the Baltimore Ravens to win the AFC North at minus 110. They won for me. The lock of the century, shout out to Coach Payton, you fucking beauty.
Yeah,
all the boys at Gaza Ranch, Mo, Courtnall, Mossimo, all the boys, over 5.5 wins was an absolute lock. And then I took it right up to you-know-what with the San Francisco Giants. So minus 250 to win the AFC West. And I also took it to win the NFC. So they stung me there. So
You can thank Bo Nix for this Broncos team, by the way.
Right?
This guy is fucking nasty.
Nasty.
I think he's the best young thing in football right now. I love him.
Yeah. No, that's what Coach Payton told me when he was just gooned on the back
Me
line.
too.
I'm like, hey, who'd you guys draft? JJ McCartney? He's like, Bo Nix.
Big chew.
Big cheer. He's like, Bo Nix. I'm like, is he good? He's like, I love this kid. He has that thing, and then you just can't fucking cheat.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's true. It was awesome. Maybe we need Coach Payton to pick our World Junior team, but I mean, the kid, even last week, he started off 19 for 19.
Yeah,
His first miss.
He was playing against backup schlubs,
His
but he
first
was.
miss was a lateral pass that he had already brought down fucking 25 yards.
Yeah, some of those lines in the last week, like
Fuck,
Ravens
that was
minus 20. I'm like, I can't take that. They covered.
I was betting the other.
Broncos, the same thing, minus, what was it? Something crazy.
That was
17?
minus 13 and a half. I brought up to 20 and a half on the teaser.
Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs for
Carson Wentz, from your Eagles days. Carson Wentz.
Got to do something out there. Fuck, he looks slow. No, good betting. I got this future up.
What do you
Rams.
got?
I got a Rams future bet. I need him to just come out of the. What do I need him to win one more game in the playoffs.
The Rams?
Or if the Rams win their first 2 playoff games here, I got like a $400 to win like 24.
So if they go to the NFC Championship game.
So they need to win 2, and they're healthy.
Yeah.
I don't mind them.
So listen, I got, if the Chiefs or the Ravens come out, actually I got a bunch of different ways again, but I got the Chiefs. I took the Chiefs at the start of the year and the Ravens at the start of the year, and then I took the Lions halfway through the year to come out of the NFC. But I also took at plus 1450, 1450 Bills Eagles. I put 1,000 to win 14,000 on that. If the Bills and Eagles come out there, so that's kind of my insurance bet. Does that make sense to you guys? Does that make sense to you?
I love Eagles. I love Bills to do it. Yeah, it's finally. I think it's the Bills' year, boys. I mean, I don't know.
You think they can go into Arrowhead though and get it done?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, you're going to see him do some spectacular things this year.
I think it's going to be Chiefs Lions.
Chiefs, Lions.
Yeah. Like Hurts might not play this week. He's got Conkey, and they got to play Green Bay.
Well, yeah, the Lions 4. I bought it already. I'm in.
You bought it up?
I know I'm taking the Eagles at -4. I think it's going to go up once they announce Hurts is in.
Really?
It should go to 5.5, right?
Okay, so he's anticipating Hurts is in, Richie.
And I had Love, and I have the fucking running back, good Jacobs. I had them in my fantasy,
Yeah.
but fucking I think the Eagles are too good.
If Hurts is healthy.
We shall see, boys.
What do you think? I wanted to ask you guys about this. What do you think about Barkley? I mean, he needed 101 yards, right? Listen, I would have said, Coach, give me the first half and give me the rock for the entire. I could get this in fucking three plays. If I take one to the house from 80 yards against this awful Giants defense, the record is like 40 years old or something, man. And for him not to even give him a chance at it, I was like, good on Barkley, team guy first. But like, imagine Barkley sits that out. Then Hurts doesn't play in the playoffs and they lose first round. And he's like, well, I just.
Yeah, all for nothing.
All for nothing. What do you guys think?
It's just a conky. If Jalen doesn't play, I mean, come on. It's a conky.
I got stung by the old who's the receiver there? And Evans' agent.
Mike Evans.
Oh,
Well, he got his little $3 million payout, but I bet 90. Well, the DraftKings only let you do 9.5 over.
yeah, over 90 yards. He got 89.
He got 89.
Fucking yeah. See, that's a good leave, by the way, because the linesmen could have gave you that.
They could have gave you.
They could have gave you that extra yard, except
They wouldn't let you
Vegas.
pick it up. They wouldn't let you do it.
I know, it's crazy.
So I took the over 90. He got 89. I freaking was losing my mind.
No way.
11 straight seasons over 1,000.
Yeah, him and Jerry Rice.
Wow.
Tom Brady was trying to spin it, being like, Mike Evans is the most team guy. He doesn't care about this. I'm like, Tom,
Okay.
not even you could spin this, Tom.
Then you
$3 million too.
Then you see him going off just doing this.
His exit's unbelievable. His exit was unbelievable, eh? Just fucking spiked it, all the boys, and walked right off. And then he's like, they asked him after, like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to the casino with the family to play some blackjack. I'm like, how can you not like this guy? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I got Chiefs Lions. Who you got for the Super Bowl? Let's put you on the spot. Chiefs Lions, I'm going.
Eagles, Bills.
Eagles, I hope that hits. Who you got, Rich? You got Ben?
I'm going with exactly what you just said, Obes.
Yeah, you're going Chiefs Lions.
Eagles, Bills.
I just don't think anyone's going to go in an Arrowhead. And then I think, I don't know, we'll wait till the Super Bowl, see if that happens. But a couple other DraftKings bets, baby. I had the Avalanche at home on, I believe it was Friday night or something, doesn't matter, against Buffalo. Buffalo went up 2-0, then went up 3-1. And boys, I was just thinking to you guys, at the end of the game, the Sabres were up 1. They must have iced the puck 6 or 7 times. And I got money on the Avs, and I'm still going, like, make a fucking play. Ice it. Sure enough, McKinnon wins the draw. Did a little right to Drew N. Top cheese. They lose in overtime. I won the money line, but I'm like, you boys, you can't ice it that many times. Like literally, you have to make a play there. You know what I mean? It was awful.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you just like calm the fuck down.
Yeah, quit icing it.
Guy gonna be open here, all right? Just
hit Richardson in the middle here and just try to make a big.
They were just Panic City, wasn't it?
It was, buddy. It was Panic City. I'm like, I wonder if I ever looked like that out there with my times in Tampa early in my career, because these guys were just icing everything.
That's just bad teams just do that, don't they? Like when you've been on those teams, you're like, oh my God, we know it is. You can just feel it. You're like, oh my God, we're in one.
It's exactly it. And you could almost sense it even on television that these guys were going to find a way to lose.
Yeah.
And McKinnon just turned up the fucking.
Oh yeah. He's like, oh God, he can sense, they can smell blood.
It's unbelievable. Biggest line of the year, minus 500, Oilers Ducks. I always say real men take the money line. Well, I bitched out, took the puck line and lost. They won 3-2. They should have lost. They should have lost. I'm going to get to my milk carton in a sec, but I hate the fucking puck line.
and you couldn't have just laid that down, not took it, right? You're like, fuck it.
I almost took a fucking money line, and I'm like, just take a puck line. They'll beat them. No, they won 3-2. Drysdale just scored late. They should have won. They should have lost. And then last but not least on our DraftKings bets, baby, shout out to our boy Jay Swish. Richie kid, I had a parlay from hell, brother. Sharks, I watched the whole game. Plus 330 at home. Great hockey game.
That was a good game. Wasn't
Celebrini played great. The Sharks looked good. Devils played great. Markey made some big saves.
Yeah, it's a great call by
Probably wants that one back at the end, but if the Canadians would have won, they lost 2. They lost. If the Avalanche would have lost the Canadians, I would have hit a fucking 8K parlay. But fuck me.
I watched that one in the sports book in Bahamas, the San Jose game. I highlighted it, and I actually gave it to a buddy of mine, Wild Bill, good guy, writing guy. He plays golf with Gretz out in Palm
the
Springs.
lighting guy? Yeah.
He knows Clark MacArthur well. Anyway, beauty. The game just started. I went, fuck, this was plus 300, and the Sharks just got up 1-0, right? He was like, what? So he bet it anyway.
Fuck, it could have been. It could have been a 6-0 at the start. Markey made some saves. I was like, oh, Markey's going to try to sting the boys there.
So great call by Swishy, though.
Swishy. Man Jose. I think he just likes saying Man Jose, so that's what he bet on. I go, what was did you just like saying Man Jose or what? He's like, they're good at home, fella. But listen, fellas, if you're looking for a value bet, I would say moving forward, San Jose at home. Like tonight, they got Vegas coming in there. They're plus 225. Like, I kind of want to take it. I'm not going to because it's Vegas, but it's just like
They're hot. They're exciting too.
I know. They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
So DraftKings, boys, get some skin in the game. Get this guy a Labatt Blue. Presented by Labatt Blue Light, the pristine Pilsner. Enjoy your beers together so you can live life to the power of we. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. I had a couple blue lights on the Sprinter van the other day for PJ and the Stu Cat. Stu Cat doesn't drink anymore, but big guy was slugging.
Yeah, nice.
Blue lights are nice. Ice
Did
cold.
go to the game with you guys?
Yeah. I had the Missin Curfew jacket on. Looks good in the merch. Stu Cat.
Unreal.
Yeah. I'm going to start dishing here, boys. I know this guy loves blue lights, and there's been a lot of shit going on up in Vancouver, so this guy deserves blue lights in his dressing room. It's Rick Tocchet. Listen, right now, I believe they are 1 point out of a playoff spot. Here, hold on.
Oh, they're in. They're in right now.
They're in right now, right?
Yeah.
He's got this team in a playoff spot right now with all the injuries. Hughes just came back. Pettersson's still out. We all know JT Miller left, for a month. Thatcher Demko's hurt again. Obviously he won the Jack Adams last year, but I think the job that Rick Tocchet is doing right now, he's not getting enough credit, him and Footy and the boys up there. So Tocs, get yourself a blue light fellow. Richie, I just think he's doing a hell of a job to keep this team in the mix right now.
Yeah, with all the distractions in that team right now in that city, hasn't been easy for him. Like you said, the goalie situation with that Lankinen, he's got him playing amazing. They're hanging in there, and I'm not sure how it's going to go when there's a lot of stuff going on there. But I mean, he's done such a great job. Mike Commodore called me right now.
Pick that one up. See what he's saying. What's Commy saying? With tea time or what?
He's saying, pack your shit. You got your house ready.
Your shit, Richardson. No, I think I love Talk. He's a great coach. He's a man's man, and he gets guys to play the right way and buy in.
Yeah, well said, Talk. So get a blue light in you. Another fucking veteran guy that I know loves blue lights. Uppy's boy, Alex Ovechkin, comes back from a broken leg. 4 goals in 5 games. 4 goals in 6 games. 5 points. I mean, he's just a Russian tank. Ovi, get yourself a Labatt Blue. He's 23 away. If he stays on this pace up, dog, he's going to break it in March. Do you think I don't think he's going to be able to do it in March, but I think he might do it before the season ends.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. And he's putting his foot right in my mouth here. But I just think well done, Obes. And from a guy that's, that's watched him play, it is just insane that he's still doing it at this pace. It's insane.
And I'll tell you what, that Capitals team, like I look at the NHL.
Legit.
It's fucking legit. And I look at the NHL this year, and maybe this is why I've been getting fleeced, because there's a lot of inconsistency in the NHL, and teams have their top guys, and then the rest of the guys it's kind of watered down this year. And like when I watch the Washington Capitals play top to bottom, for me right now, Rich, is probably the most balanced team, up front that I think right now in the Eastern Conference.
100%. They're playing really, really good hockey. And just like the right way. They're heavy.
Yeah.
They're kind of, right now they're playing like playoff kind of style hockey, just heavy, on top of you. They make plays. And then with Ovechkin cooking the way he is, I mean, I never want to doubt him. I think he's going to get it this year, but he's the guy you can't doubt. He comes back from a broken leg and is just on a fire. So
kind of like
fun
a
to watch.
balanced group of just old guys.
A lot of guys,
bigger,
a lot of guys,
heavy team.
like Pierre-Luc Dubois, who nobody shit on him harder than I did when he was in LA.
Dylan Strome,
26 points, he's plus 10.
Is that Protus?
Protus he's a great player. He played great last night. I watched him play.
How many goals has he got?
He's got 18.
Is that good?
He's plus 23. How's that? That'll fucking keep you warm during the fucking winter days. Willie's got 18. Ovi's got 19. And this kid, Jacob Trickern, who, we all know what he went through in the desert, and then like where they sat him out forever, and then he went to Ottawa, and didn't go well there. And I've been waiting for this guy to kind of turn into this player because he has all the tools, Rich, and he's playing unbelievable.
He's
right
got
now.
a world-class shot, buddy.
Yeah,
and he's heavy. He's big. He's still learning. He's still got to learn a little bit better defensively and a little heavier in front of the net and stuff. But he's that's not his makeup. But he's playing really good hockey. Great kid too.
Carlson's been unbelievable for them. Mangiapane with his crooked bucket, he's been great for them. Then you go to Brandon Duheim, he's good. Matty Waugh, who I didn't love in LA, but's gone there and done a nice job. Like they just got a veteran squad, and they got 2 fucking goofy goalies in there just kicking. So
who's that? Chaz Michael? He's playing good too.
Yeah, he is.
Kit McMichael.
Yeah. Connor McMichael, 17 goals, 14 apples, 31 points. And you got to give credit to their coach in that Spencer Carberry, man.
yeah.
For him to come in there as a rookie coach and squeeze this little fucking... That's what I was saying about teams like... Although Pitt's proven me wrong, right? Sully's like, told you, Obes, you're an idiot. But like even Pitt, I was like, they could use a young coach. Now they've turned it around. But this kid's come in here, and I think the Ovi thing helps, right? Chasing down the great one. But they got some young-looking legs for an older team.
Plus, I think older guys want to have a new, fresh, young coach that kind of has a little fucking fire to him, right? But has like an understanding and a respect factor in the room.
Totally.
Old guys don't need
Yeah.
the Hitchcocks of the world to come in and fucking tell them how to play. They're in, a lot of these guys are in year 15, 16 of their careers. Carlson, they know what's up. They're leading their own team. They don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a good, fresh, young voice. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen those
Like
post-game videos?
fresh young broad. They get you boys going,
Yeah, those post-game videos he does. They see him on social media. Like everyone just seems like they're having fun. I love it. This guy seems like an awesome dude.
I couldn't agree with you more. And obviously, as we all know, winning helps that. But they got some mojo going in there, and everything he says to them, Rich, I'm with you. It's 100% great. So, up dog, you want to dish out the blue light?
Hey, shout out to Jacob Markstrom, fellas. 28-2 this season. I got a chance to watch him. I took the family to New Jersey. Shout out to Frosty. Thanks to the Tickies VIP experience. But I brought Beckham and Izzy down. Start of the second period, as the boys walked out, it was unbelievable. Marky came and fucking just the look of Beckham looking up at a 6'6" goalie, and Marky went tap, 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 right on Beckham's legs. It was just unbelievable. So shout out to Marky for that. It was a classy act. But cool. He's 2.69. I sat right in front of a guy that you could tell was a smart guy, smart fan, right? Saying the right things. And I looked up and I'm like, hey, how's Marky been? He goes, he's been unbelievable. Yeah. The way he's confident. He's got his thing. And you and I were talking about Blackwood before this started, right, Obes? About how just like, a couple different scenarios and places to play where you don't feel comfortable, you're not happy. Well, Marky loves it in Jersey, and it's showing. They're an unbelievable team. Last night in Seattle, he made an unbelievable save, one of the saves of the year, stacked pad with the glove. So he's kicking, and that is my get this guy a beer, Marky. Enjoy those, baby.
Yeah, and I just want to tag that, Richie, before I turn it over to you, is, a guy, Stefan Mason's got 16 goals for them. I watched the Devils play a little bit here when they were out west. I watched them play against San Jose, and I think LA I saw him play against. Mason's playing great with 16 goals. And then a guy like Paul Cotter, I absolutely love that pickup for him. He's got 10 goals. Brendan Dillon, the guy on the back end, I love. Thomas Tartar is still out there fucking competing. So it's like, Tuna Tartar still out there going, but
effective.
I'm worried about if they're top guys. Hughes, Brad, Heischer, Meyer. Like, can these guys come playoff time, Richie, take their game to that next level? Because they got the depth now with these guys I'm talking about to help them out, but it still comes down to star players, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just to touch on that Paul Cotter quick, this kid is unbelievable. He's making $775.
What?
Just seen
it. Yeah.
$775?
Vegas, he was in Vegas. He signed a 2-year extension halfway through last year. He's on the biggest value deal you can probably get in the league. Probably going to score 20-some goals. I mean, he's a good player, but like you said, that their top guys are going to have to be the guys that carry them, obviously, through. That's what every good team does, good goaltending and top players going. So they're a team that's going to be in the mix, but those are the guys that are going to carry them for sure.
Yeah, that's well said.
I'll tell you what, though,
get on the phone with your agent, Cotter.
You talk about balanced lines, though, and I hadn't, it'd been a while since I watched a game up. I've sat in Dennis Shannon's seats, but watching a game, the speed that New Jersey comes out with, all through their lines, they play smart hockey. It's not like as run and gun as it is. I'm like, wow, these guys, the 4-line depth getting chipped in. I think they beat Carolina 4-1 that game, and there was just this balanced attack. I was like, this is a good squad, and just the confidence. We talk about it, the confidence you have playing in front of a goalie like that. Mm-hmm. That's it. All falls on your goalie. Yeah, it really does. But
no, I would say Florida, Capitals, them, Hurricanes, Leafs, Bruins, the Devils are as good as anyone, Rich. But I know you want to dish the blue light to this guy because this is an unbelievable story here.
Oh, I love this guy, man. He's one of my best buddies. Just the ultimate pro. Get this guy a beer. Trevor Lewis played his thousandth game on Saturday night. He was out for a month he was sitting on $9.99. He was out for a month, hurt his knee on $9.99. Came back like a true pro, played a great game, and I was sad I couldn't be there for the party, but I know they had a little shindig at North End for him. The setup was unbelievable. The big Trevor Lewis blow-ups and stuff, and this guy's had a great career. And if anyone out there, like kids, want to watch a guy play hockey and play a long time, work your ass off. If you want to PK, you can PK in this league and be good at it. You'll play for a long time. He's just the ultimate guy, great guy, and you guys know him, but really proud of him.
Love him. Yeah, everything you just said there. Guy went on a PTO back to Winnipeg or Calgary back in the day. Yeah, that team, and fucking, now he's played 1,000 games. First thing I think of Louis, though, the first time he came to Vegas with us. I mean, I don't think he could got $1 out of the fucking ATM. He was leaving home and he couldn't get $1 out of the ATM.
He might have left a day early. Too,
yeah. He said, "Boys, I'm out of here. I can't get any money." I go, "Hey, listen, it happens to the best of us." And then I remember Doughty knocked on the door. He's like, "Here, Holmes, this is all I got." He's like, $250. I'm like, "Well, that's not going to cover it either, fella." But no, Louis, man, when you play against him, competitor, plays the right way, honest guy, coach's dream. So for him to play 1,000 games, though, that's unbelievable.
He never shies away from taking a hit or giving a hit, too, right? Like, always plays the right way.
Yeah.
Just a guy that did towards my latter half of my career. Like, you want to play with those guys on your line as a fourth-line guy because the coach knows that you guys are never going to fuck up. Like, you're just out there doing your thing, not taking penalties, killing the clock, but chipping in. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fucking coach's dream, like I said.
He's like, we'll put up Scholl out there. He's got Lewis on the right side. Hey, he'll film it.
Guy's always in the right spot. Safety there, always in the right spot.
No, it's unbelievable. And to see the love that he got, that was awesome. Last but not least here, get this guy Labatt Blue. The fact daddy, Ryan O'Reilly, had a hat trick the other night in Cowtown. Can only imagine he might have went to Cowboys after if they stayed overnight. But good for him. No visor. He's got a black eye. He's competing. I'm just so happy for him. Listen, nobody takes losses harder than the fact daddy. So I know deep down that where they're in the standings, he's not happy right now. But fact daddy, get yourself a Labatt Blue, buddy. Little hat trick in Cowtown for him. That was a nice touch, I thought.
Boy.
Boys, milk curtain time here at Missin Curfew. We could just real quick. The Winter Classic, which I've been bagging on for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, you have.
It was the least watched game. Only 920,000 people watched it. So if people at the NHL think they're smarter than everyone else, the proof is in the pudding here. It's time to figure something else out. That's all I wanted to say about that. There's better ideas out there. Let's figure it out, folks. And for me, my milk carton, I got 2 guys. Evan Bouchard. Let's tell the boys up in Edmonton.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go is fucking right. Because I had the goddamn puck line the other night, and he turned one over. They had it. They had everything going good. It was 2-0. It should have been fucking 7-0. He turns one over. They make it 2-1, make it 2-2. Next thing you know, I'm in one. But listen, his give a fuck level, I get it. You go to the Stanley Cup Finals last year, and you come back. It's a little hangover. I get that. And all the Edmonton owners went through it. Well, we're 40 games in now. And for me, his body language, he doesn't even want to be out there. And to me, it's like he should be hungry right now. He should be, listen, we got 40 games left. We are fucking going to try to go back to where we want to go. They're not going to win if he plays this way. I don't know if he can turn it up come regular season, boys. But Evan Bouchard, your give a fuck level has got you on the milk carton. And stop throwing pizzas. He throws more turnovers than anyone in the National Hockey League right now. He can't win like that.
So if you're Paul Coffey and you are the man behind the man, if you're behind him, sending him out, witnessing this, what are you saying to him? Like, what are you?
Well, you know Conf better than me, so you know.
I know, but Coff has always been about. Listen, Coffey's this like. He's a player's guy. He's obviously played the game all offense, but he's played with guys that understand in order to win, you got to be on both sides. You got to understand how to play tight games, right? It's not all run and gun. But he also wants to pump you up. But at what point are you like, hey, Boosh, like fucking
have a night off.
No, but this is the year. Like tonight, maybe, shoot the puck, but fucking think D first. Or are you just like, hey, we know your strength, just go for it? Like, I don't know. Eventually you got to be like, hey, 40 games in, let's focus on the next 5 games, not making mistakes.
Yeah.
Or are you just like, buddy, we need you to do this because we don't have anyone else to be offensive with Connor and with Leon. So just fucking, we'll just eat your shit burgers.
I just think he knows that he's going to get out there on the first power play unit, and and this is all body language to me, Rich, that he just doesn't seem to give a fuck if he turns one over. He's like, whatever, we'll score. And in his defense, maybe he's like, I'm going to try to sauce this over to Draisaitl or sauce over McDavid. If it gets turned over, we're going to score 4 or 5 a night. But to me, when I watch him play, just his compete is not where it needs to be right now.
Yeah, and for them to probably have a chance to win again, he's going to have to be better.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that's pretty obvious, but I would be shocked if McDavid or someone like one of those older guys or Perry haven't been like, hey, settle the fuck down here. Just, you know what I mean? I'd be shocked if Perry hadn't said something.
Yeah.
McDavid can't, everyone's seeing it. It's not like we're seeing it and no one else on their team has seen it. You've seen guys struggle and you're like, hey, simplify it a little bit here.
Yeah.
Just shoot. Your best asset's probably your shot. Shoot the puck and then just think a little bit more defensively. Like Uppy said, like you don't have to be running gun. You got enough guys you can score up front. Make a good first pass to Draisaitl or McDavid, and then just sometimes get off the ice. Just stay back a little bit.
I mean, he's got a great job. You play the number 1 power play unit with the fucking best player in the planet.
You're going to get your cookies.
Your D partner's Ekholm, who's always there. Just go D to D, make the safe play up the fucking wall. Right? Get back to Ekholm, like, and be engaged, man. His body language, he'll turn over and he'll stay back like this, and I'm like, what?
See, I would get in so much trouble on that team, Richie, because I wouldn't be able to shut my mouth. Like, I'd be ripping them. And I'm like a more fine guy in the lineup. But at that point in my career, I'm like, guys, I don't have years left to watch this. We have McDavid and fucking Draisaitl on our team right now. And we're like allowing this to happen.
Yeah. Like
someone needs to fucking say something because I can handle him on a power play trying to make moves and go through someone's feet and fucking whatever. But not in my own zone. Not when games are on the line. Like, is it just those bad mistakes unfortunately, they just come back to like bite you because you think they're okay to do all the time.
And that's the thing I'd be careful with is, and I don't know Koff, but he's obviously a beauty, right? And I everything he did for them last year when he went behind the bench sparked him. And Bouchard played well in the playoffs last year. He proved me wrong to a certain extent. I think his game is worse right now than it was halfway through the year last year. And if you just keep sweeping under the rug and keep putting him out there, Rich, you don't want that to bleed into your whole culture of your team. Like they have one goal this year. They could win the Stanley Cup. They're one game away, right? Like,
Yeah.
to me, they don't have that. He doesn't have that desperation that I think 97-29 and guys up front are starting to play with.
Yeah. I mean, we said it. He's got to be better. That's all there is to it. I don't know how, like we said, Uppy would say something. I would say something. I know you would have. Perry has said something, I'm sure. You got to be better. You can't win without this guy being accountable and being your best defenseman. You just can't.
Maybe after a nice break in the Four Nations, he'll go down somewhere south, get a tan. Maybe he'll come back with a little more fucking piss and vinegar left.
A little giddy up.
Yeah, a little giddy up. Hey, go to the Bahamas for fucking 10 days, bud. Come back ready to rock. But listen, I got the Oilers. I want to see Oilers Nation get what they deserve, man. I mean, a lot of we don't have Missin Curfew without Oilers fans. I just watching him play like. And for me, I got one more milk carton here, boys. Always comes back to gambling with me, right, Richie? We had that little parlay cafe going there. 1-0 Avalanche. We're hanging on. Parker Kelly, who's actually played pretty well for the Avalanche. He's coming in and done a nice job, but he's a role player. And Parker, I know you watch McKinnon and Rantanen and all these guys do this, but for you to try to fucking toe drag inside the blue line in the third period, turn it over, and then to go down and score a 2-on-1 and cost me my parlay cafe, you're on the fucking milk carton, bud. All he had to do was just get it in. He tried to toe, boom, the other way, 2-on-1. We lost in the shootout. Can't do that up, down.
Oh, that's crazy.
Can't be costing me money. You're going to be on the milk carton, Rich, if it costs me dough.
That one hurt. I was watching that game and seeing, a third, fourth line guy late trying to toe drag. It just gave me chills down my spine.
Could you imagine if John Tortorella, old school Tortorella, was coaching that kid and he would have done that? I'm talking old school Torts. I mean, he would have got fucking.
He would have ripped your head off coming off the ice. Oh my God, Daryl Sutter would have kicked you in the back, and
my God, it would have been over. And then I had Vegas at home against the stinky Buffalo Sabres. I was like, if the Avs win this game, I can just sit back here and watch this. And sure enough, Parker Kelly, Toey turns it over, and what's the goalie's name? He's been playing.
I can't remember the goalie's name, but he played off like breakaway after breakaway.
This guy's been unbelievable. This
Paul
whole called
Montreal.
up. Yeah, his last name starts with a D. Look it up for me, Kyle, please.
Demish, Demis.
I think he's a Czech kid. He's 6'4". He's a monster. He made one save in the shootout where he grabbed it and like threw the puck in the corner. He's like,
yeah.
He
in the shot. He looked unbeatable. Yeah,
right.
He was.
Hey, and about the Avs, sometimes like when shit's going well for them, it goes well. But when it doesn't, they still try to force the same plays. Like you got to give Montreal credit. They did a decent enough job of holding the middle, Rich, and forcing the Colorado to come through them still.
Well, and that's your only hope.
Yeah, that's your only hope.
When you got McKinnon and these guys buzzing, like you got to hold the the home plate, if you will, and hopefully they make a mistake and you can go the other way, because that's the only hope you have against those guys. Keep them on the outside.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this kid's kicking. He's costing me money around the way. So, rumor mill time here at Missin Curfew. Jonathan Toews is back skating, and a couple weeks ago, I asked why he would want to come back. Right, you got 3 cups, made a bunch of money, but when you're that good of a player, maybe you want to go out on your own terms. Well, now that he's back on the ice, I want your guys' opinion. Where do you think would be a good fit for this guy? And can he come back and not necessarily be the Jonathan Toews that broke my heart in Vancouver for 2 years, but can he be 75% of that? Can he be a good face-off guy, a PK guy? Like, what do you think is realistic for this guy?
Well, we talked a little bit about it before, and I'll let Richie take on the question about where he should go. But I think personally for a guy like that, I think he wasn't ready to retire. I think there was some health issues there. There was some change in Chicago that was going on. Patty Kane talking about leaving, Seabrook, Keith retiring, Crawford retiring. So there was just the changing of the guard there, and maybe some stuff away from the ice that was affecting him. But right now, like Jonathan Toews, if he's healthy and his mind is right, and let's just call his fitness where it needs to be, what better guy to come in and he doesn't need the money. Can he get his game back? Can he snap the puck back? Can he be efficient? Can he play every night? Like, at what depth can he play in on your team?
Yeah.
But a guy that can that's been in the playoffs and played the way he is, and even just, the way he's been in shootouts his whole career, or just a gamer, just a guy that's in your room looking around at the guys, like, talking him up, just even if he's on the fucking plane with you guys. I think it's a great.
Yeah. Rubbing elbows with the boys, eh? Just rubbing elbows with the boys.
You know, at the time, but it's only if his heart wants it. I wouldn't say to come in if the your health isn't there and your heart's not completely in it. But Richie, when you step away from the game, if your heart is still there and you can do it, and you're given the chance, I'd say go for it. Now, where that is, I'd let you take this answer. I think we both say there's probably a couple teams that would use him and that he'd go to. But what are you thinking, Rich?
Yeah, I mean, again, mental state or whatever he's gone through or is kind of working out. I don't know what that is. No one does. So that's only up to him. But my guess would be there's quite a few teams that are kicking tires or calling and saying how's he feeling, what's going on, what's the interest level. The team that I see, and we were just talking about him, kind of let in perfectly, is the Avalanche is where I see the perfect fit. You got a veteran team that's won, great people running the organization, top to bottom. Obviously a Stanley Cup contender, but I look at their center depth, and it's not high end. I don't know if it's you win with these centermen. I love obviously McKinnon, Middlestat. I'm still not 100% sold on him.
Neither am I.
As a second line center. He's still a little perimeter and soft.
He can dish it. He can dish it.
He can dish it. He's a good player, but he's not. I don't know if he's Stanley Cup tested.
No.
Then you got Parker Kelly as the third line center right now, which we just talked about. Good little player, more of a fourth line center to me. He's a PK guy, but Toews would fit in perfectly as that 2-3 center. If that's what he wants. But that's where I could see them making a little pitch to him, having McKinnon give this guy a call, and look at this roster is elite. Adding someone with that kind of character and pedigree would be just insane. It's like bringing in a Ray Bork,
Yeah. No, I think Colorado is a great fit, especially if we don't know what's going on with Landy.
Yeah, that's where my head was going. Yeah. Now, mind you, let's just be honest. Toews has been in Peru for months. He's been at Burning Man. He's really been trying to find his soul, and I think deep down that's ultimately trying to find his health. And I want to say, without knowing completely, I want to say long COVID was part of this. But if he's healthy, boys, anyone can take him. Any leadership group, if the coach brings you in, if the coach and GM call a leadership group in and say hey guys, you want to add Jonathan Toews for $700,000 down the playoff stretch? Would McDavid and Draisaitl want it? Yeah. Would fucking Florida Panthers fucking squeeze him in? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone would take him.
It's a low risk, high reward, right?
He's not going to be asking for. It's going to be, it's going to be a small salary. It's not going to be a big, he's coming in to try to win.
Yeah, exactly.
What I would think anyway, right? He's not coming in to make.
He definitely kept himself in good shape if he's even thinking about it. I'm just thinking, what's it been? 2 years?
2 years. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
The speed of this game has picked up almost double in that 2 years. Games got.
It's not an easy ask, but there's certain groups, that can handle that.
Yeah, I think the Avs would be a great fit, although I hope Landy comes back. And if not, maybe his hometown Winnipeg Jets, and then also Toronto Maple Leafs could always use depth down the middle. But I'm with you, Richie, on the I think Colorado Avalanche would be a great fit for him. We'll see. I hope he comes back. If he really wants to, like I said, I had a lot of battles against him, but I respect him enough that if he wants to come back and end his career the right way, I hope he does. Back up the brakes truck here at Missin Curfew. Frank Vetrano, 3 years, $18 million deal. Nice deal for him. The reason I wanted to talk to you two beauties, he's diverted $9 million. So starting in 2035, he'll have a nice little check for $900K a year for the next 10 years. That is nice. That is a nice retirement package. If I was getting a check for $900,000 a year right now, well, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. Well, and how nice would that just be? That's smart.
That's how you stick it to Newsom in the taxis there in California. You say, "Oh yeah, fuck, I'm out of here."
Yeah, right.
Ohtani's did the same thing. Now, mind you, Ohtani's at $700 million coming in. But it's a smart way to compete. I think the Ducks, it's a smart way to compete with other teams. You say, "Hey, look, we love you. We're going to pay you what you deserved. But let's back end it so you can save on the taxes. Move to Florida when you're done. Move to Austin, Texas. Move to Nashville, where the hell may be." But it's really a good way to compete with those other states because it's really tricky here in California. But yeah, and I think he's a great player. He had a hell of a year last year. He's continued to be pretty good this year.
Yeah.
But that's a nice check.
I thought they were going to trade him, to be honest with you. I thought they were going to trade him.
Is he the first guy to ever do that?
I think he may be the first guy in the NHL to do it. Yes, I think he may be. I think more guys. I mean, I wish I would have deferred a little bit back in my day. Let's spend a little less at Hyde fucking nightclub.
Well, that's what I mean. Maybe he's like, "Oh, I'm spending too much. Maybe I just want to see my paychecks, have it money in there." I mean, it's a great move.
He's got to slow down the wife on the MXA. He's like, "Hey, babe, listen, I decided to defer it because your AMXs,
solely taxes. Your MX bills out 100%. It's going to save him. So he's got 9 million coming in.
He's got 3 years, 18 bananas, deferred 9 bananas of it.
So 9 million. He's saving 40. He's saving basically 13% on that 9 million. That's a lot of money it's $1 million bucks.
That's just a nice retirement package there. That'll get you right to your pension too. They have 10 years.
Right, nice.
That's nice. I shout out to Dennis Shannon. I took PJ and Stu to watch the Ducks and Lightning the other night. And this poor ice girl, she lost her left blade, Like twice she took 2 hard spills right into the boards, Like I was like, oh. And finally Stromer came over and lifted her up. I'm like, got a boy Stromer. And then Frankie Bertrano came by the second time and he couldn't help himself but started laughing. But poor girl, lost her edge both times. I'm like, she's just scrapping out there. But good on Frankie. Smart. I think if you're a young guy or that's something you should, especially if you're playing in a state like California, like Uppy said, smart move. Mark Gaslick, 3 years, 4.7. I think he left some money on the table on this one, boys. I think this is a great deal for the Boston Bruins. I know he only has 12 points through 41 games, but brings a lot to the table. And I've watched the Bruins play a lot this year. He continually gets better, in my opinion, with his skill. So for me, I think this is a team-friendly deal. I'm happy for him.
Yep.
But I think the Bruins, I think he could have got a little more here, but we'll see.
You pay the guys to put their fucking ass on the line every night for the teammates. I think this is a great deal. At the end of the day, 1.5, fuck, you want 1.5 to be paid to the guy that's putting his fucking face on the line for the boys.
I mean, that Keegan Kolesar in Tampa, who's way more of a resume than him, you want to say, he just got a 3-year, 2.5. So maybe he signs this deal and then his next deal will be $2.5, $3 million. Because I think he could be that type of a player and he's way tougher than that guy. So last but not least, to back up the Brinks truck. Sorry, fellas, this was a couple weeks ago, but Mackenzie Blackwood, 5-year deal, 5.25 a year, the same deal Jari got, the same deal Jack Campbell got that didn't work out for him. He's 7-1 since he joined the Avalanche. I mean, to me, Uppy, what do you think of this deal? I think it's a smart deal probably for the Avalanche, right? To lock him up. It's a good deal for him, but I can see him being underpaid a couple years into this one.
Yeah, people did their homework on this deal. I've spoke highly about this guy mainly because of the games I used to watch in San Jose, him standing on his head and costing me money. I just think when you make a move mid-season for a guy like this and you've done your homework, you want him to be as confident, Richie, in the pipes as possible. And with that means, don't worry about tomorrow, putting food on your table for the next couple of years. If we're taking care of you and your family, you're our guy. Yeah, here's your paycheck. Fucking go out and stop the puck because we've got these guys going to go score goals at will. And if you can stop the puck, we're going to win a couple more Stanley Cups here. So you be comfortable. You're our guy. And I think it's just a great message sent by the Avs to him.
Yeah, Uppy, couldn't agree more. I think it's a steal.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this guy, in my opinion, is probably a top 10 goalie. Obviously on the 10-12 area of that. But this guy's a really good goalie. And you got him for 5.25.
Yeah,
he might be an $8 million goalie.
That's what I'm saying. But by the end, if they anticipate that he's going to be as good as Uppy thinks, and they think, and everyone thinks that this, in 2.5 years, he's going to be a top 5 goalie in the league, and it's going to be like this guy's making 5 bananas.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But it's nice. It's smart though. It's really smart to get him in there and get him signed, because he's right now he get in there, new team, he's around all these guys, and you're like, holy shit, we got a great team here, and you want to be part of it. So you're kind of taking a little less for that security. So that's a smart move.
And he's got no top row. Only goaltender in the fucking history of NHL. I text Kyle Keefe. I said, Kiefer, how did Mackenzie Blackwood's got no jibs? He's like, no, he took a slap shot, I guess. Threw the mask. Knocked him out. Took a clap.
Jacques Plant.
So he's tough, too.
When I saw that picture, I was watching that game, and it was doing like they were doing some Christmas, I don't know, some little intermission thing. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And I'm like, it's Blackwood?
Blackwood.
I sent the picture. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen a goalie with no teeth.
That'd be pretty good for Muck and Barn.
Yeah. No, he looked like he looked like old like Bobby Clark back in the day. So,
all right.
Good on those boys. Back up the Brinks truck. Last but not least here, look at these boys. Up dog, Kits Eyewear, buddy.
Yeah, I can't wait for the package to come.
Presented by Kits Eyewear. You've seen us and the fellas rocking them. Now it's time to get yourself into the game. Go to kits.com and grab a pair of progressive glasses starting at just $78. Use the code CURFEW to grab your pay today. You'll thank us later. Fellas, these are nice. I ordered two new pair. Readers, I'm at the point in my life, boys, I got to start bringing them places. I need them in the car. I need them when I wake up and, like, I'm trying to look at, like, how many, vitamins to take. I can't read that.
Yeah.
I can't read anything like that. I'm in one. So I got a couple new frames coming. I'm looking forward to it. So use the promo code CURFEW. But as for our Kits Eye Care Dish of the Week, Jack Eichel the other night comes over the blue line against the Buffalo Sabres, pulls up, sauces it through 3 guys to Stone back door. It was a juicy NHL pass. It's our Kits Eye Care dish of the week. Ike's, what a dish. Get you some Kits glasses, fella. Up dog, it was a backdoor little saucy poo. That was unbelievable.
Hey, that saucy poo goes well with his suits, and he's done well.
He's got great suits.
He's been looking good strolling in with the hats, the top hats coming in.
Yeah.
The nice,
and I'll tell you another
blinder look
about Ike's. He doesn't wear sneakers. He's always got a nice pair of Ferragamos on or something. He's like, he shows off the ankles, but his suit game's tight.
Classy. Yeah, that's well done. And for our first, that's our first Kits Eyewear backdoor cheese. I love that.
Yeah. Wow. We had one last week. We had Tavares with the old between the legs. That was such a sick dish too. But,
well, yeah, cross the the other side.
Back to Marner.
Unbelievable, yeah.
But this dish by Ike's, which Prince look at the clip, it was unbelievable. And to make it even better, it made it 3-0.
Scored.
Yeah, he scored a sick goal. He played unbelievable. I mean, he's playing the best hockey, obviously, of his career. But I mean, obviously McKinnon. I think Ike's is 3rd in the league in assists, but you got McDavid, McKinnon, Eichel. I mean, he's right there with the rest of the boys right now. Like what he's doing for
the horsemen.
Yeah,
the horsemen. 3 horsemen.
And there's not too many guarantees in the NHL, but Vegas at home is a guarantee. And to me, Barbashev's out right now with their back end and their goaltending. Out west right now, I don't know. I think Vegas is probably the best team in the West right now.
Yeah, deepest back end in the league for sure.
Yeah. So, boys, I appreciate you. Updog, welcome back, Richie. Thanks for getting another little rental place for us, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Being a team guy like that, I appreciate you. Kyle Conway, Ice Pick, Max Pickup, Hall Pass Media. Thank you, boys. That was Missin Curfew, fellas.